Hi everyone, Matt Mergler here to help you create virtual backgrounds or virtual rooms or offices in Google Slides. You've probably heard about Bitmoji Classroom. That's probably something that's pretty popular right now. And I was meeting with Liz and Rose in the intermediate, so this is specifically for them. But if they somehow have shared this with you, or I've shared it with all of you, take a peek and I'll show you how to do that right now. So let me get rid of me here so you can just hear my voice. So all I did was open up a blank slides presentation with no theme, just basically a blank one. And I'm going to get rid of all the text boxes by clicking on them and eliminating them. Now you can see you have a background button up here, and there's ways to get those backgrounds pretty simply. There's two ways actually. You can go out onto the internet. You can see I typed in Bitmoji Classroom background, so you can find different images here that are blank if you want to use. There's plenty of sites that have them. You can see this one here. They give you all the, ones how to drag them in. But I'm going to use the insert button here, and I'm going to hit image, and I'm going to search the web for an image that I want to add. Now, when I do this, I can search for the backgrounds here. Another way to do that, and I can search for the different things here, is to just click on background and then hit choose image, and then the box will come up. This is probably a little faster because we want to make this the background. And I'm going to search for a classroom background. So you can see I have a whole bunch of them, and there's one particular one that I like right there. That's more of a clip art type one. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to hit insert. I'm going to hit done, and now that becomes my background, and I don't have to worry about moving or doing anything. Now, once I have that in there, I can then start to insert things into this classroom that I want to put in there. If I want to search images, like I showed you at the beginning, let's say I want to search for a chair. There's a specific way that we want to search for these things. So if I type in chair, we want to add the letters PNG, which stands for Portable Network Graphics. You knowing what that means isn't as important as knowing that it's transparent. In other words, there is no white box behind it. So when I click chair or PNG, I'm going to get a bunch of these chairs, and I'm going to click one and drag it in here. You can see I only get the chair. I don't get all the white box behind it. And now I can resize that chair, put it in my classroom. I can spin it around if I want to reverse its angle. I want it to face inward. I can just click over on one side and drag it, and that will change the idea behind it. Now, I'm not going to get into so much Bitmojis here. You can see I have an extension up here called Bitmoji, so I could actually click down here, and I have an account, and if I want to put myself in there, let's say I'm just going to take, I don't know, I want to find a regular one. I don't know. Let's just take the one that I'm playing hockey here, and I will right-click on it, I'll copy it, and I'll put it in there. Now, that's for another video for another time where you could insert yourself into a classroom. And you can see they have people sitting and all kinds of stuff. So that's something different. But if you're creating just a virtual room, you don't necessarily need the Bitmoji to call it a Bitmoji classroom. You can simply just do this. Now, all these things I add, I can make them clickable. So let's say I wanted to put an apple on my desk. So I'm going to search for apple PNG. And I'm going to choose this one right here. I'm going to hit insert. It's going to pop that apple in there. Obviously, I don't want to make it that large. But I can place this apple, that's still a little big, on the desk. Now, any object that I place inside here, I can then link to it. So I would highlight that object, and I go up here and choose this link, and then I can take this to wherever I want it to go. Now, if I came up with a screen, let's say I wanted to come up with something on healthy eating. And again, I just searched this, but let's say I find this healthy eating option here, and I want that to go there. So I'm just going to take this link, copy it. I can right-click on it and copy it, or I can use Control-C. And then I can just paste it right in here. And now that apple becomes something that can be clicked on when I present this. Other things we can add text boxes if we want. So let's say I want to write something on the board. I can add a text box in here, and I can use fancy fonts. Click here for Google Classroom. And I can manipulate this box. I can put lines around it if I want. And then I add that in there, and I can simply click on this text box, click on my link button, and add a Google Classroom link there if I want. So if I wanted to type in classroom.google.com or my Seesaw link, that's now there. So now that's a clickable object that I can click on when this is published and it takes me somewhere. So I can do those things as well. Again, this is not a perfect situation, but I'm just adding things. But let's say I wanted this, I didn't want this. I wanted this whiteboard or to have a video in it. I can do that as well. So I can click up here and hit insert video. And these videos can be YouTube videos or videos I have in my Google Drive. So I have videos in my Google Drive. I have a lot of Screencastify videos in my Google Drive. So I can choose one of those if I'd like. Or let's say I want it to be a calming room or maybe have some winter feel to it. I can search for fireplace. And again, I can search for YouTube right in there. There's 10 hours of a running fireplace, and I hit select, and it pops that in there, and I can choose, if I want it to keep running. It's 10 hours, so I won't have a little problem with it. So now I can resize that to match my little whiteboard here. Maybe it looks like I'm showing a video up here, and I'm going to resize it to fit. And now I have a running fireplace right inside my Bitmoji classroom here, or my classroom or office or whatever we want to call it. And it takes some, sizing it so it fits perfect the way you want it. You can see I'm taking my time here to get it right. So now it's in there. Now, the key is when we're done doing this, and again, I'm just showing you a few different elements. There's plenty of things to do when you do this. One of the things to notice when you're using different elements is this. As you can see, when I put this apple, it's in front of this other object. This background that I use will always stay in the back, but let's say I wanted the chair to be in front of the apple. When I click on objects, I can right-click on them and use something called order. So I can bring this to the front, and I'm going to bring it all the way up front. So now when I put that apple there, or I move the chair, you can see the chair is in front of the apple. So it's two-dimensional. I can layer them. If I want the apple to sit on top of the chair, I can't put it behind it, so I might have to reorganize this to take this apple right here and bring this apple to the front, if I can move this out of the way. So I'm going to right-click on this, and that order is going to be to the front. Now, let's pretend I have this the way I want it, which it's obviously there's a lot more you can do to this, but I want to then share it with others or have others see it. So I can either present, but a faster way to do it is to go over to File and hit Publish to the Web, which is right here. When I click on this box will come up. And again, when you're doing these virtual rooms and offices, you only want one slide. You don't want multiple slides, so you don't have to worry about them auto-advancing. And then I want to hit Publish. So it'll ask me if I want to do this. I'll hit OK. Now what I have is this link. So now this link I can then share out to whoever I want because it's published. I don't have to worry about sharing it specifically or anything like that. So I'm going to hit Control and C to copy this. So I have it copied, and I'm going to make another tab and paste it in to show you what you will see. Oop, it did not copy. That was my healthy eating guide. You don't want that there. Let me try this again. There we go. Now we got it highlighted, and I'll put it in there. And now this is what people will see. So there's the play button there. And again, it's playing, but I might want it to automatically play. So I might want to go back to this edit of this video right here, and I'm going to hit Format. And I might want this to autoplay, so I don't have to worry about that. So now I'm going to refresh this. And now when it comes on, it will automatically play. It'll show that it's from YouTube, and it'll go away. So now it looks like you have a classroom with a running fireplace inside it. Now, I put it up on the board, but if you did like an office that had a fireplace and you wanted to put that in there, you could do that as well. Don't forget, you can also put in videos of yourself doing whatever you'd like. So those are the basics right there of how to create a virtual room or office. And I hope this was helpful. To Liz and Rose, thanks for meeting with me and giving me, some motivation to do this because others might want to do it as well. I hope you'd enjoyed this and have a good day.